Hello there. Having learned sockets in detail, how to create a client socket, how to create a server socket, now we'll dive into how can a server and a client talk to each other, and how we can create some kind of code which can make an LED lighten up or something like that. All right, so let's do something. Let's say, for example, I'm going to run a Python code here. I'm going to write a code here in Python 3. So I'm going to make a server for now. So let's say I'll create a new file. And what am I doing now? Basically, I want to control my LED, the LED at pin number, let's say the pin number which we used yesterday, or the pin which we used in the last lecture, we used for the LED to glow up, that we are going to see today. It's the same pin, right? The PWM pin, we can use that is pin number 19. Okay, or if you want, you can change it for now because we aren't doing PW. All right, so we can connect it to, okay, I'm going to connect it to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Pin number 5. I'm going to connect it to pin number 5 of pin number 5 board numbering, not the Broadcom numbering, the board numbering. So what do I need to do? First of all, I want to make an LED light up when my client sends an on. And when a client sends an off, basically when the user says off from over the network, basically, so I'm going to create a server which keeps accepting commands from the client. And the client can send on, off, and the server must accordingly switch on and off an LED, right? Okay, so let's do that. How do I do it? Let me say, for example, I need to first of all import the socket library. And then I need to create the socket, my socket. I need to create it by using the socket.socket, that is from the socket module, the socket class to create my sock, right? And from my sock, I'm going to go ahead by saying my sock.bind. I'm going to bind myself to my IP, right? And I'm going to say over here, let me bind it to 1, 2, 3, 4. Right, and after binding it, of course, the bind takes a tuple, hence you need to put a tuple within the bind. Then, of course, after binding it up, I need to make it listen for at least 5, then make him. All right, so here comes the, he's listening, he's waiting, but if a client comes, he needs to just connect it, he needs to accept it. And when he accepts it, he has to store it in con, addr, right? And he's gonna say if con, what he's gonna say is he's going to accept. He's not going to reject that connection for now, but he's waiting for constant data to come from this con. So what he's gonna do is con dot receive. Let's say he receives 1000 bytes, store that in data. Now he's receiving data again and again. That's why I've put in a while one, so that, on off is a constant process which keeps going on. And for now, what we can do is we can just print data. That's it. All right. And for now, we'll just close here. Of course, if by chance he comes out of while, which he will not, you need to close the connection. Con.close and socket mysock.close. Right. And let's say, for example, I'll save this and let me save it in my IoT basics. I'll call this as control LED over the network. Right. Okay. So my server is ready. I'll run this. My server is ready. And I need to open a terminal. From the terminal, I'll start my netcat. All right, so I'm going to say netcat. I need to connect to 127.0.0.1, 1234, right? Enter. If I send a hi, it prints. Hello. Yeah. Can you hear me? Yep. But I can't reply. Okay, So this is what you're sending from here, but what they're getting is a high with a \n, and they're getting a byte. They're getting a byte array, right? So what I need to do is I need to compare this. Whatever data I get, I need to compare with what they're gonna, with this particular data. Say, for example, if the client is on, this is what I get at my server side. If I send off, that's what I get at my server side once again, right? So when I send it on and off, I should be able to, I should be able to switch on and off an LED. That's what I need to do, right? And let's say, for example, the minute I send exit, you should stop taking any more data. So what I need to do is I need to put an if else out here, right? Let's say I need to say, now you can print data if you want so that, there is no ambiguity. If data is equal to, I need to create a byte of what? Byte of, let's say, on with a \n, right? If this is data, then I should switch on an LED, right? I should switch on an LED. For now, I'll just print saying LED switching on, correct? elif data equal to b of \n colon print LED switching off, right? Else I just need to break. Basically, when the exit comes or any other thing which is not on and off, just break out from there. That's it. So when I break out, I'll close the connection and I'll close my socket. So I can just break out from that point. So I save, and let me say this time, before I connect, I need to, let's say, oops, let me stop this out. Yep, I want to kill it. Okay, so it's up and running. Let's check. Let's check what comes up. First of all, I need to connect. So netcat on 27.0.0.1 space the port number 1234. Enter. On. LED switching on, it went into that if. Off. LED switching off, it went into that if. If I send it on again, oh yeah, it's working fine. If I send an exit, cool, it exited clean out from the socket. Is that clear? That's cool. So once we're done with this, we can go ahead and try and understand how to do the LED part of it. Okay, so whichever LED I'm using, so I need to now use the GPIO. I need to actually switch on and off the LED, not just print LED switching on and LED switching off. I need to actually switch on and off the LED, which means I need to say import rpi.gpio as GPIO. Of course, I need to import this particular class. Of course, you remember why, this particular module, and I'm gonna use this GPIO class and gonna use it. I'm gonna say what. Before I do this, I need to gpio.setMode. I need to say what I'm using. I'm gonna use the board numbering this time, and I'm gonna do a setup for the pin. Setup pin number 5. That's according to the board numbering. I want to set it as an output pin because I want to give a light. Hence, I'll set it as an out. Yep. All right. Now, whenever I send it on, I need to switch on my LED, which means I will say gpio.output. We'll use this particular method. 5, pin number 5, I should output a high. Over here, I should output a low. Else I should break. Is that cool? All right. So if I run this out, source must be saved. Okay. And if I would connect my correct, oops, I need to make this a bit shorter here so I can see something. Of course, I need to do a netcat connected to this particular port. And if I send it on, what does it say? Name high is not defined. Sorry. It's not high. It's true and false. I'm sorry. That's in the Arduino, and that makes it a bit fusing out here. Alright, so I need to first close this netcat. Alright, I understand. I need to go to the terminal network, and then I need to say netcat once again. Okay, I'm connecting it. I have connected it. Right, and I need to say on, off, on, off, all. So I can see my LED glowing up and, high and low, but you will not be able to see it. But just a second, and maybe I'll turn the camera out there, and you can have a look at how my LED switches on and off when I send it on and off. All right? Bet you do it too.